Thank you very much. I'm afraid this is going to be the Burger King. You've gotten the Big Mac, but that was really the filet mignon. John, thank you very much. We're so lucky to have John writing for the Boston Globe, and his very careful analysis of the situation of the church in the world has been a great service to our faith community. And I'm very proud of the fact that he was trained by our Capuchin friars in Kansas, and I'm sure that that's the reason that he does so well. I often share with people that I was an Irish infiltrator in a German province of Capuchins. I studied at St. Fidelis of Sigmaringen Seminary. We received a great formation there. We had some diocesan students studying with us. They affectionately referred to our seminary as the Capuchin Agricultural School. We were completely self-sufficient. We raised all of the food that we ate. We were very, very much involved in agriculture. Two of my favorite activities in my seminary formation were taking care of the bees, who supplied us with very fine honey and wax to make sanctuary lamps. And when you're working with bees, you learn not to take every sting personally. My other job was working in the seminary butcher shop, making German sausages, which we consumed several times a week with sauerkraut. I think I have eaten enough sauerkraut for about 5 lifetimes, but in the butcher shop we worked under the supervision of the German nuns. They belonged to an order called the Dienerinnen der Heiligen Kindheit Jesus von Dritten Ordens Heiliger Franziskus. It was a very long name for very, very tiny nuns. But one of the most memorable days as a butcher was the day that I was swinging a broom at a German nun, hitting her on the head, all the time shouting, "You animal, animal, animal." The seminarians with me were sure that I had gone postal, that this mild-mannered brother was about to beat a little nun to death with a broom. What happened was that she had just opened a crate of bananas, and a huge hairy tarantula jumped out and was climbing up Sister's veil. And I didn't know the German word for spider, so I just started swatting at her veil and shouted, das Tier, which is the animal. It was only after Schwester Nadborga saw the carcass of the 10-inch tarantula that her concern about my mental state turned into relief and gratitude. The moral is that even something as untold as going after a nun with a broom and shouting "animal" can turn out to be a noble and blameless activity. At times, I believe that God whacks us with the broom and shouts at us to knock the spiders and the cobwebs off and to save us from a worse fate. These have not been easy times to be a priest. Sometimes it feels like we are walloped quite unfairly. I believe that the crisis we have experienced in recent years, and that keeps coming back at us, is an urgent appeal for us priests to embrace a life of holiness. God is trying to get our attention. What is urgently needed in the church is holy priests. We are here tonight to honor so many holy priests and so many who are striving to become holy priests. As John said, shepherds with the smell of the sheep. I've already told the priest there will be a sniff test. This year we ordained 9 new priests, and St. John's Seminary is filled to capacity. These are signs of great hope for all of us. We are a Eucharistic church. a people gathered around the Eucharist, and we need priests. But priests also need you to be able to fulfill their role. We are so grateful for the presence of more than 1,600 people gathered here tonight. Your friendship and your support is greatly appreciated by all the priests. I might make the announcement that John Canan forgot to make, that tonight is being raised $1.6 million for our priests. We are a missionary church, and to fulfill our mission, we need a strong, intentional presbyterate working closely with dedicated laity, deacons, and religious to proclaim the gospel of joy. Together, we must staff this field hospital that is the church, ready to receive the wounded and suffering and help them experience the mercy of God. The priests of our Archdiocese are generous pastors to Catholics here in Massachusetts, in Afghanistan, in Iraq, and in so many places where our men serve as chaplains in the armed forces. We are among the dioceses that supplies the most chaplains for our military, and I am very proud of that. Especially in time of war, this is a precious service. Over the last 50 years, we have sent 300 priests to Latin America, and our priests lead 2 seminaries that provide wonderful formation for priests to serve all over our world. We also have a fulsome cohort of senior priests who are still contributing mightily to the pastoral life of our church. We're here tonight in a special way to thank them and assure them that the Catholic community will support them as they face the challenges that come with advancing years and in times of ill health. They are our spiritual fathers, and we will take good care of them. For many years, our senior priests have borne the heat of the day and labored generously in the Lord's vineyard. As the day's work draws to a close, we stand by them. The harvest is great, and the laborers are few. We affirm our commitment to care for our priests. We also need to make a commitment to encourage others to answer the call to service. There is much at stake for the life of the church as we go about the important work of promoting vocations of the priesthood, inviting young men from our parishes and communities to consider the possibility that they are being called to discern this call through seminary vocation. Father Reed mentioned at the beginning of the program, our priests play an essential role in fulfilling the sacramental and spiritual needs of our Catholic family. The video that you are about to see highlights the stories of just 3 of these priests whose ministry is supported through your presence here tonight. We pray that the Lord of the harvest will continue to send laborers to the fields of faith, and we commend all of our priests to the loving protection of Mary, the Mother of the Divine Shepherd.